We are live. We are direct with award-winning international keynote speaker and mindset coach, Robin Carr. She is the founder of Thrive Unapologetically, and she helps people to reframe negativity, step into their next level of growth without the feeling of being stuck, small, or scared to start over. Her signature Empower framework was born from her transformation of walking away from the comforts of the corporate world. Her source is a unique blend of mindset, gratitude, courage, and she has helped countless others rise above from what previously held them back. Welcome to She Leads, She Sells, Robin Carr.
Thank you so much, Jay. I am so excited to be here today. And the way that you just gave my intro was powerful, and I loved everything you just said. So thank you so much.
No, thank you for sharing. Let me know. I know we shared a little bit off air in terms of who you serve. So yeah, let's dig into who you serve. I know women and the corporate side, but yeah, let's dig into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was primarily only focusing on women because they were, they resonate more because I am a woman. But I have recently started to transition into, I still help women. Absolutely, I do. But I'm also working with corporations and military groups and being able to deliver workshops about leadership and resilience. And there's more people that need mindset help and shifts than just women who are struggling.
No, I love that for you. I love that you are using your influence and your skill set. Tell me, what tools do you use to reframe or move someone to a new paradigm, release the unconscious blocks? Like, tell me some of the tools you use.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the Empower framework, right? Because I created it, it works. But outside of that, where I really started my journey was journaling and, really diving deep and being honest with myself. And that's one of the biggest things that I start my clients with is, we start with some questions and then how they answer those questions to really journal and to be honest with themselves. But there's a lot of soul searching. I don't know if you've ever read the book, The Miracle Morning, but that's where I started. Highly recommend it to everyone. And it just kind of gets you off in the right track. So it's meditating, it's visualizations, it's affirmations, reading and writing and exercise and all of the wonderful things that can help you start to transition and start to live differently, but also see and react differently.
Wow, amazing. Tell me how you get visible. I know you've done a series of keynote speeches this over the last week or so.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that process.
Yeah, it's been absolutely beautiful. So back in October, I was a winner at the Mike Speaker competition up in New York. And things like that just have started popping off since then. Some of the judges have connected me with some really powerful groups and people. And then the hosts themselves also have put me on more stages. Those were two of the ones I did last week. Other than that, I've just been joining different groups on Facebook and reaching out to people. There's been a lot of warm and cold outreach and just being like, hey, you may have known me in my former life, but this is who I am now. Let me serve you. Let me help your business. And it's just been powerful. And people, not to be conceited, people just love me and they just want everything that I have to say and they love my energy. And I just love to give it. And it's just beautiful. It really is. And so that's what it is. It's a lot of research.
No, that makes sense. Thanks for sharing. Tell me, in terms of, do you do online workshops or is this offline workshops? Like, yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, I do both. So I do some stuff virtually as well as in person. So a lot of the corporate ones are more in person, go into the actual rooms, working with the HR groups, all that kind of stuff. And then but I also do virtual summits and virtual trainings and different things like that. It just kind of depends on the who, the when, the where, and really what makes the most sense or what's going to be the most powerful. But I love doing both.
What does sales mean to you? I know for me, sales is something ever so spiritual and is giving your gifts And it's something that, hey, if we don't give our gifts, then it can be perceived as selfish if what we are designed to do. So yeah, I see it as an exchange of energies, something brilliant. If it's aligned, how do you see sales?
So truthfully, I would have told you like many years ago that sales was my nemesis because I was actually in sales. And when you realize that you are selling something that you don't fully believe in, sales is almost impossible. And I did not love working in sales, but now I full-heartedly agree with you in what you just said is that I now see it as giving a gift and that I am able to help people and I'm not really selling them anything. Like, yeah, there's a monetary value, but it's the rewarding and being able to actually help them and to be able to better their lives or better their work environment or better whatever it is about themselves. So for me, sales is no longer my nemesis. Sales is just putting myself out there in front of the right people and having the right contacts, being in the right rooms where there is synergy in our energies. And it does resonate and it makes sense. I don't just pitch to everybody and I don't just go on every podcast and I don't just do a lot of those things. I'm very selective and intentional with my energy and with who I share that with. So I think it's a totally different mindset shift around the who, the what, the when, and the where, and the how.
Thanks, Robin. I can tell that you're a world-class coach. That's the way that you break things down with your unique source. So thank you for um, playing full out today, Robin. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, always.
2026, what's that big plan for you? I know that it's almost April now. So yeah, speak to me. How was Q1 so far? And what's the plan for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so I'll share a brief little story with you really quick. So at the end of 2025, my husband and I always talk about like, okay, what's the goal this year? What are we trying to accomplish both of our careers and personally?
Mm.
And I told him in December of 25, I was like, I feel like 26 is about to be the biggest, best year of my life. And he was like, all right, girl, like do your thing. But so far, that is absolutely 1,000% been even more true than I could put into words. 3 keynotes in 1 week is insane. Like, if you would have told me that a year ago, I'd been like, okay, sure. But I've really stepped into my purpose. I've really stepped into my calling. And I've really now feel like I am on this path that is just accelerating. It's like once I decided to finally say yes, it's just been amazing and it's just been beautiful. Like I've hosted my own events. I've been on bigger stages. I just auditioned for a military keynote to speak to the entire wing and it's just huge. So if that is just a small piece of what Q1 was like, it is only getting better. It's only getting bigger. And I've already been invited to speak actually in 2027. So I full-heartedly believe that this is only the beginning and the speaking, the coaching, the workshops, like it's all just um there's going to be an abundance. That's the only way that I can describe it. And it's
Lovely.
I love yeah.
Yeah, lovely. You know, I resonate with what you're saying because sometimes we might do things half-hearted. Oh, I saw, Melanie and Leah do that, or Hormozy do that, or, whoever it is. And we're not Hormozy led or Taylor Swift led. I think if we're calling led, then that
Yeah.
gives a different sort of power to go all in, find the right connections. I've come up with 4 energetic characters: like Fearful Fiona, Servant Susie, who undercharges, then Joyful Juliet. Stepping into joy means that, hey, this is what you're meant to do. And then finally, Limitless Lara, where there's the right rooms out there, there's the right joint ventures out there, there's the right podcasts out there, there's the right accountants, there's the right traffic sources, there's everything out there if we open up that frequency to receive. Everything is out there, right? And so that's the way I see it. So it really was a great point by yourself in terms of stepping to calling, courage to call it, you know?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And I ignored that calling for a long time. And then when I finally said yes and finally put fear aside, it's been the most amazing decision that I've ever made. And I wish I would have done it sooner, but I had to experience all the things and get to the point that I was at to be able to really be in this purpose and to really serve it the best that I'm able to.
Amazing. Tell me, what what's your limiting belief that limits you? Something now we all have something where, okay, there's this big speaking gig. Like, what's that limiting belief on your shoulder that you gotta like just get off the shoulder?
So I used to. I've done a lot of internal work and have really set those aside. But I used to definitely be afraid that people would see me as a Me Too girl, that people would see my trauma and they would be like, okay, you just want the spotlight, you just want the stage, you just want the attention. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of the imposter syndrome that was like, who are you to think that you can help anybody? Who are you to think that you can be on a stage that anybody cares about anything that you have to say? Um, and as of about a year ago, I fully put those aside. And then most recently, I put aside fear and, um, fear of lack, fear of scarcity, and fear of failing. And was like, no, if God wants me here and this is my purpose, then going to I'm going to excel. I'm going to succeed, and there's no other option. And now, right now, in this very moment,
Mm.
I don't know that there is a limiting belief. Like, I really fully believe that I'm where I need to be. Like, I'm still working on myself. Obviously, it's a daily
Sure.
journey. I'm not perfect, but
Yeah, we all do. How do you create the empowering beliefs? Is it the visualization that, because sometimes there's a lot happening on the news and, especially women in the United States of America, like they're seeing certain things where men are being like, things are happening and there's cover-ups,
mhm.
and that must sort of kind of affect the psyche and tell, hey, look, what's happening there, So how are you making sure that you protect um your frequency and your clients as well?
Yeah, so for me personally, it's a lot of meditation and it's a lot of being very intentional. And so I don't watch the news.
All right.
Um, I just don't like I will Google sometimes so that I'm in the know, but I don't just like turn on the news and like just watch it because I think that that's very negatively affects us. And it's heavy. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually used to work in politics.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, and I had to really step away because my day-to-day life, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like my life was actually threatened at work.
Oh wow.
And
Sorry to hear that.
so when I felt that that negativity was just pulling me backwards, I just don't allow myself to be around it. But that also, it's not just the media. It's also, people in our lives and just in general and the things that can pull you back. So I'm very intentional with the things that I do and the things that I don't do, the people that I'm around or not. And I encourage my clients to do the same and to start really paying attention to their bodies. Because if you go to dinner with your friend or your family member or whoever, and at the end of dinner, you feel great, refreshed, light. Those are your people. Those are the people that you need to be around. But on the other side, if you go to dinner and you leave and you feel heavy, exhausted, and just somebody just put a weight on your chest. I say it very loud and proud in my speeches, but those are not your people. like
Yeah.
because they're just not, they're draining your energy. And it's very
100.
important to pay attention.
100. I think this is what we need. We don't need any more lotions and potions. We need direct, heartfelt, lived insights, not
Yes.
information. Like, sometimes people take a book, hey, and then they start to quote the book and things like that. But that's for Maxwell Maltz. That's not,
Mhm.
so it's like earn the insights, really win over just, I memorize some quotes and stuff. Speaking of
Absolutely.
books, I know that you've got something called Warrior Women. Like, speak a bit about that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you mentioned it. So it just launched Friday, and we launched it internationally from a cruise ship, which is very
Yes.
fantastic. That was new. This is series 4. So Desiree Cruz is the host author. There are 7 other authors alongside her, all women and all with wonderfully just amazing, beautiful stories. It was not given to us this way, but it came out that there is strength in every single story in a different way. Strength looks different for all 8 of us, and how we share that and how we share our story and the things that we talk about afterwards, it's just amazing, and it's just so powerful. Like, these women have become like my sisters,
Wow.
and I mean, this journey, this was my first anthology, my first
Yes.
book, my first anything that was published, and I would have told you not that long ago that, like, "Oh, I'll never be a published author, like, that's not me." And now I'm already thinking, about more anthologies, but also that I wanna write my own book.
Yeah.
A couple of them, actually. I have a few different ideas, so I feel like I just opened this, other side of myself that I've always enjoyed writing just different things, and now I can really share my story and let my legacy live on forever, as long as I'll print stuff.
Yeah, and also leaning into the whole essence, correct me if I'm wrong, is when it's your calling and you go deeper and deeper into your calling, then there becomes no competition.
Yes.
I think it's when we become distracted, that's when, we're doing something on another timeline. That's not our timeline. And we can feel that heaviness and unease and things. But when we do things in our timeline with our zone of genius, then it just becomes magic where people see you on the stage or Robin, wow. You know, I want to be
Yeah.
Batman because I can be with Robin.
Yes, that's so true. That
Yeah,
is absolutely true. That's what I was talking about when people just seem to love my energy. Like, whether I'm on stage or in a podcast or, they just get excited and they're like, "I don't know what you've got, but I need it, and I need all of it." And I
yeah,
love that.
100%. Um, I'm digging into this a minute in terms of the power of the self-image in
Mm.
order to really make the breakthrough. Like, you could be the prettiest woman or the most handsome guy, but if the self-image isn't in alignment with that, then it doesn't matter what people say. Is there anything that you're digging into reading right now? Or
That I'm reading right now, is that what you said?
yeah, is there anything that you're reading right now or a podcast or anything that you're consuming?
Yeah, so right now I'm, reading the book, and I can't remember who it's by. It's called Daring Greatly. And it is stepping into your calling, but it's also learning more about yourself and just daring greatly in every aspect of your life. And I really am enjoying it. I'm about halfway through it, and there's already been some stuff that I've like been screenshotting and sending to my friends and like, "Hey, this sounds like you should read this book." But it's been very, very good. I usually will read 3 different things at once. One's educational, one's personal development, and sometimes, some entertainment. And right now, that's what I'm very much enjoying.
Is that a book by Brene Brown? Is it that one or
Yes.
Brene Brown?
Yes, that one.
Okay, yeah. Any takeaways from there thus far?
Not so far. So I honestly put it down because I was writing and doing all my keynotes, and so, but she has some good one. I know I've got a lot of stuff bookmarked. I just right now in this moment, I can't remember any of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it sounds like a good book title. It says how the courage to be vulnerable transforms the way we live, love, parent, and lead. Sounds like a decent book.
Yes, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, amazing. Let them know um who you're looking to connect with and how they can connect with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I always welcome anyone to connect with me. If something resonated with you and you want to connect, we can connect. If you are looking for coaching, I primarily do work with women, but I do also work with both. I also work with corporations and anybody who feels like they need like a leadership and resilience type workshop, whether it's HR or whoever that might be. So you're welcome to connect with me on Facebook. I am the Robin Carr. The is very important. Or my website, which is Thrive Unapologetically .com. And there is like a book an appointment type area there, or connect with me there too.
Amazing. What a woman. She's shining. That $1 million smile. I'm loving the embodiment, Robin.
Thank you so much. It actually is $1 million though. My mom spent all the money on braces.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
$1 billion, a billion, you know? That's it. She leads, she sells. That's Robin Carr in the building. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Let's go. That's it. That